Here are some highlights from last week's
Read
episode.
out loud. Like read like you're a TV newscaster.
Welcome to the third episode of Where's Your Accent?
Let us go and just do a little review. I like doing reviews. As a teacher, before I start another lesson, of course, I do a review. Alright, so let's do that. I've mentioned in a previous episode how reading English books has helped me tremendously. While you and I may not share the same motivation, because when I was little, it was just like playing to me. It was like a toy. The books were the toys. Yes. But, really, I think if you will do a little research of how important it is, reading, I'm talking about, reading is undeniably beneficial. Yes, it can bring a lot of benefits to you in your language learning. So read. Even if you don't understand everything, just read. Read it out loud. So you need to be alone. Well, if you're comfortable with people around you while reading, that's fine too. But when I was doing it as a child, I would read by myself, of course. And when I do when I read it out loud, I don't want anybody around me. So if you're like me, then you can do that. If you're fine with people around you, that's also good. Yeah. So remember, when you're reading it, you read it aloud, and then you read it silently. You read it aloud as if you were delivering a live televised speech to the whole world. Yes. Okay, so that's the first. Read English books, even if you don't understand everything. Alright, so let us continue dissecting this mystery. Where's your accent? For those of you who want to learn how to speak like a native speaker of English, and this is actually, I really did this as a child. Okay? So I've turned myself into different characters while reading. It is like turning into an actor. Yeah, so I have that, maybe desire to be an actor, but it never really happened. You can be whoever and whatever you want. Remember, I mentioned in my previous episode the importance of playing. Have you seen the joy in children's eyes when they play pretend? They build a fort out of blankets, or they pretend that they're wearing this nice gown out of blankets or tablecloths. They make a castle out of a box. They want to be a hero. They want to play pretend as a firefighter, princess, and so much more. So that's why when I hear kids really getting excited for Halloween. My daughter Kira particularly is very excited for Halloween. She would think of what she's gonna be for Halloween, because they get to play pretend. So play pretend is very important. So this is still related to what I was talking about in our previous episode about the importance of reading. So when I was reading, I would pretend to be, depending on what I read, really. I've read newspaper articles, and when I do that, I would pretend I was a TV reporter. Yes. I wanted to be a TV reporter. I remember telling my dad, I think I know what I want to be in college. What, major I want to take. I wanted to do mass communication, something like that. I forgot what we call it. But yes, I wanted to be a TV reporter. Oh my gosh, but that's okay. This is kind of like a TV report. I feel like I'm a TV reporter right now. So, depending on the content of what you're reading, you also need to portray how those reporters do it in TV. So, for example, you're reading a newspaper article. So, I'm sure you've seen reporters, right, on TV. To kind of copy them, right? For example, if you're reporting about the weather, you mimic how the TV forecasters deliver their news. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I don't really know how they do it, but today's weather is cloudy and yes, you just gotta pretend. And if you're reading news about something really bad, like typhoon or cyclone and stuff like that, then you read it with intensity. Your intonation, emotions should match the seriousness of the story. So that it's very important, like the rising and falling of the words when you say it, when you deliver it. That is very important. Yes. You need to read it out loud. You need to open your mouth. So I used to read in my room. I mentioned that. I wanted to be alone when I'm doing my readings. For this one, I think you really have to be low, okay? You have to make sure nobody was there so you could really put your actor's hat on. Yes, I have another scenario, okay? So I have this tendency after watching a movie, let's say it's an English movie, I would read, after watching that movie, okay, I would grab my book and I would read the book. I would read that book in British accent. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? But I did that. And I would even record myself doing that. I remember my cousin, my very, very, very good cousin, Ate Fe, she owned this cassette recorder. I remember recording myself and listening to myself after I recorded. Yeah, it's I was kind of crazy. So I remember that movie was, what was it? It was, the main actor was Julia Roberts. I'm going to put it here because I just don't remember what it was. Yeah, Notting Hill. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So I really, really liked Julia Roberts in that movie. So I would also, after watching the movie, I would grab a book and I would read like Julia Roberts. Yes, really. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing. But I did that. So if you have a Hollywood actor that you really, really like, try studying how they talk and then read in the way you've observed them say those words. I know it's kind of weird to do it, but that would be a great help if you want to really, practice your speaking skills, how you say the words. You mimic how they talk. Be like, if you're a woman, you're a girl, you want Julia Roberts, I don't know, the actors, or depending on when you were born. Well, mine was Julia Roberts and who's the guy? I forgot his name. Something. I'll show you up here. Yes, this one. Yeah, I think I've read that pretending and mimicking are vital in English language learning because they boost your confidence and they improve your pronunciation. Yes, it's really true. Yeah. It also, when you pretend and you mimic, that enhances comprehension as well and develop fluency. And it's a great practice because you feel safe It is fun, right? You want to be safe and have fun at the same time. And when you connect sounds to words and master natural rhythm of how to say those lines, I think is very, very important. Plus, it builds your vocabulary bank. It's important. Vocabulary, very, very, very important. So, these techniques engage multiple learning styles, encourage creativity, and prepare you guys, the learners, for real life communication by also getting, the social cues. How do you interact? If you're thrown into that situation, you got to speak with somebody whose native language is English, then you know how to carry yourself. Yeah. So pretending and mimicking really make learning enjoyable and effective. It's very effective, I think. That's one of the things that, made me speak the way I speak now and communicate the way I communicate now. Yeah, so do not be scared. No matter, I think, how old you are, it is very, very important. Yes. All right, so thank you again for being here. Remember that you are enough, and you've done so much for yourself on this journey. Give yourself a pat on the back. You'll come out of this English language journey successful and fulfilled. Okay?
Here are some tips for English learners. And some tips for English teachers. Don't miss the 4th episode of Where's Your Accent?